Zelda is officially getting a live action movie, Call of Duty fans review bomb the wrong game, and GTA 6 is about to finally get revealed. I'm Ash Dixon and this is Jinx News. So I thought I'd get dressed up for this one, and you've probably already worked out what we're talking about.
Jinx!
I was gonna say Link, although in hindsight, why not both? Anyway, it's finally been confirmed. The Legend of Zelda is officially getting a live action movie. And hearing that news, you should be feeling two emotions right now. Overwhelming excitement and extreme trepidation, because by God Nintendo, you better not f this up. The film will be produced by two people, Nintendo's main man himself, Shigeru Miyamoto, and Hollywood producer Avi Arad. He used to run Marvel Studios pre-2006, and since then has worked on movies like the fantastic Spider-Man animation spin-offs, Uncharted, and Morbius.
It's Morbin time.
So yeah, a mixed bag, and for the love of God, I really hope it's not Morbin time. Directing responsibilities have been given to Wes Ball, the director of the Maze Runner trilogy, which personally I thought was decent despite falling off a bit, though they did feature Thomas Brody Sangster, who I often get told looks a bit like me, just a wealthier, hotter, more successful version of me. What the f am I doing? I mean, just... Now, interestingly, the movie will be co-financed by Nintendo and Sony Pictures Entertainment, with Nintendo footing over 50% of the bill. Following the announcement, we also got a statement from Miyamoto via Twitter, which reads, "This is Miyamoto. I have been working on the live-action film for The Legend of Zelda for many years now with Avi Arad-san, who has produced many mega-hit films. I have asked Avi-san to produce this film with me, and we have now officially started the development of the film with Nintendo itself heavily involved in the production. It will take time until its completion, but I hope you look forward to seeing it." And that's basically where we're at. It's clearly a long way away, and it's a good sign that Nintendo are retaining so much creative control, but it leaves open so many questions like, who will play Link? Will he talk? Which game will it be based on? If that's where you guys come in, if you were sitting in those important development meetings right now, how would you shape a Zelda movie? Let me know. Now, I'm no casting director, but I reckon someone like Morgan Davies might be good for the role. I think he smashed it in One Piece. I don't know, some people will have some reservations about this, but Link's got to talk, surely. I know he doesn't in the games, but I really don't think that will translate well on screen. By no means am I saying make him super mouthy. We all saw how that played out in the animations.
Hey, excuse me, princess. Excuse me, princess.
But perhaps he's more careful with his words, and you have a narrator with someone like Na'vi to fill in the gaps when needed. In terms of games for inspiration, I'd love a Twilight Princess direction. Link doesn't have to turn into a wolf or anything, but I love the darker, grungier feel to that game. Plus, it's one of the best representations of just how weird and wonderful Hyrule is. And that's something I really hope they maintain for the film. Yes, it's high fantasy, but man, Zelda is strange. If they really embrace the setting, they could make something truly unique in the fantasy genre. Combine that with the iconic landscapes and inhabitants of Hyrule, and the soundtrack. I mean, just cinematically recreating the songs of Ocarina of Time would create one of the best movie soundtracks of all time, and I mean that entirely, but I don't want to get too excited. I know I'm going to go against the grain here, but I felt the Mario movie was incredibly mid, and yes, I know it made over $1 billion, but it just felt vanilla and safe, and you know what, maybe that's what's best for a family-orientated film. Zelda is different though, and considering the track record of the Hollywood names involved, this really could swing either way in terms of quality. But man, I really want this to be good. Zelda has had an overwhelmingly positive impact on my life. Not only does this film deserve to be incredible, but it's an opportunity for a whole new generation to fall in love too. Sometimes I worry that I lay into Call of Duty fans just a bit too much. After all, I did just look ridiculous. And back in my teenage years, I was a Call of Duty fan too. And let's be honest, I'm thankful for the Xbox Live chat for preparing me for the workplace harassment that I now endure.
Just do your job.
See, nothing.
Stupid twink.
Sadly for COD fans though, we've got a whole new round of ammunition. You see, as we've covered in the show, a lot of people aren't happy about Modern Warfare 3. In fact, the recent awful campaign reviews confirmed what everyone had suspected. This is literally just DLC that they've turned into a full game. And that's a very justified reason to get upset, but what's hilarious is where they've directed that anger. We all know how gamers love a good review bomb, and that's exactly what they've done for Modern Warfare 3 from 2011. Yep, that's right, according to a flood of new reviews, the game is trash and you should certainly not pay $70 for it. Now, to cut them some slack, it does just go to show how stupid it is naming your game after another game that already exists, but it's hilarious either way. In just a few days, the Metacritic page for the actual new Modern Warfare 3 will open up, so Activision will be hoping everyone's got it all out of their system now. I'm wishing for the opposite though, especially over on Steam. I'm excited to see the mosaic of ASCII masterpieces, although knowing Steam, it will most likely just be this cat. God, I don't know if I dare speak about this one, but apparently GTA 6 will be announced this week. No, I know, you're all sitting there shaking your heads. You've heard this time and time again, and yeah, I watched that donkey video too. I'm rather hoping right now that I don't turn up in the sequel. But according to Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, the game is planned to be announced by the end of this week. Then later in December, we'll get the game's first trailer coinciding with Rockstar's 25th anniversary. Look, he said it, not me. I know you've all been burned far too many times before, but also I don't think it's outside the realms of possibility. Firstly, it's been a while since GTA 5. 10 years in fact, but also Take-Two have hinted that they expect insane profits next year, which makes me think GTA 6. Or maybe they're bringing back table tennis, baby! That would really ping my pong. Either way, I'm a happy boy. After years of your Ezios, your Bayeks, and your Eevee fries, Assassin's Creed is getting its first IRL assassin, or should I say, samurai. According to Insider Gaming, the male protagonist for Assassin's Creed Red will be an African called Yasuke, a samurai who served Oda Nobunaga, who was kind of a big deal back in the 1500s. Yasuke is believed to be the first non-Japanese samurai on record, so it's kind of a big deal in itself. While many historical figures have appeared in Assassin's Creed games, Yasuke will be the franchise's first real-life protagonist, and if you ask me, is kind of genius as to why he was chosen. You see, details on Yasuke's life are sketchy at best. His real name is unknown. Yasuke was the name given to him by Nobunaga, and he was only in Japan for 3 years, so it should give Ubisoft plenty of room to maneuver and make him a fully fleshed out character. Earlier this year, the senior writer for the game posted a picture of the female protagonist, believed to be called Naoe, and according to Insider Gaming, she and Yasuke start off as fierce enemies, but go on to become allies. This isn't the first time Yasuke has appeared in a game. He turns up briefly in Nioh and Samurai Warriors 5, and there's a Netflix anime series about him called, if you hadn't guessed already, it's called Yasuke. Assassin's Creed Red probably won't be out until next year, and Ubisoft are already calling it the biggest blockbuster of 2024. Let's just hope it's a little less meh than Mirage. Hey. In what can only be described as gutsy, the developers of the new Tintin game are saying that the game is pretty lousy on the day they released it. Pendulo Studios, the Spanish devs behind the Runaway franchise and other graphic adventures like Yesterday and most recently Alfred Hitchcock Vertigo, took to X to share some important information about Tintin reporter Cigars of the Pharaoh. They said, despite our best efforts, those who play the game at launch won't be able to enjoy the experience as we intended it to be. We are committed to fixing this situation in a promptly manner, and we will deliver the necessary patches in the coming weeks while keeping all our channels at your disposal for any issues you want to report to us directly. And wow, I mean, we're all used to these ridiculous PR statements by now, but that is crazy fast. Maybe they just wanted to get in there before everyone else did, but it doesn't fill anyone with confidence. Even the publisher Microids retweeted the message, although to be fair, they're not commenting themselves, which is probably wise. And this just encapsulates everything that's wrong with gaming today. On the one hand, there's a release date that I'm guessing Pendulo were busting their asses to stick to, and on the other, they've got themselves a game that clearly is in no state to play. Can they just not, give it a few weeks? I don't know how rabid fans of Tintin games are. I'm guessing they must be pretty frothy, because surely they'd be happy to wait a bit, seeing as they've already been waiting for 12 years. I can't help but wonder if the publisher refused to budge on the date or something, and now we've got this whole freak show. And just to kick in those teeth a little bit harder, there's a collector's edition that's doing the rounds that costs £169. It comes with a book of art and a figurine, but I doubt anyone who's read Pendulo's tweet will be flocking to buy it, unless they're one of those rabid, frothing Tintin fans who are absolutely crazy. And that's the show. I promise I won't dress up again tomorrow. Actually, I don't. Do give us a like and subscribe though, it always helps us out. Apparently someone moved where yesterday's videos pop up without telling me, making me look like an idiot, so I'm gonna assume it's somewhere around here. Who knows? See you tomorrow.